And here in Britain, Arthur Askey, one of our best-loved comedians, has died in hospital at the age of 82. Only a few weeks ago, he had both legs amputated because of circulation trouble. Arthur Askey has been a broadcasting and stage comedian for nearly 50 years. He made his name in the radio comedy Bandwagon, in which he starred with Richard Murdoch in the 1940s. The programme's sense of fun made big-hearted Arthur a national institution with his famous catchphrase, "Hello, Playmates."
Ladies and gentlemen, once again Bandwagon brazenly presents Chestnut Corner. Where do the motor horns come from? China. What part of China?
Hong Kong. Thanks, Dave and Joe. Now, where are we?
Would you like to see a photograph of me taken when I was in hospital? Rather. Here you are, I'm in the end bed. Yeah, but the end bed's empty.
Is it? I must have get out for a minute.
Who was that lady I saw you with last night?
That wasn't a lady, that was my nephew. He walks that way.
Arthur Askey is perhaps best remembered for songs like The Bee, which helped his rise to fame and were warmly received by audiences even in the 1980s.
Oh, what a glorious thing to be, a healthy grown-up busy bee, making hay while time is ripe, filling up the honeycomb just like tripe. I'd like to be a busy bee, being just as busy as a bee can be, flying all around the wild hedgerows, singing all the cows upon the parson's nose. Buzz, 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 honeybee, buzz if you like, buzz, rosy, yeah, just got broad like a little. Take that man's name, will you?
The man has been making us laugh just about longer than anyone can remember. Tomorrow's weather, there's no longer any need to doubt. Winter is a-coming. In the northern half of the country, rain is likely to become persistent and there'll be snow on high ground. In the south, there'll be rain after a bright start. It'll be on the cold side, though. And as a point of interest, there is, we're told, a 7 in 8 chance that that forecast is correct. A government minister said in the Commons today that 86% of weather forecasts turn out to be right. A very high percentage. But not all MPs, I'm sorry to tell you, believed what he said. A member of his own party actually had the nerve to ask him what his figure was based on. Time for a look at the headlines of tomorrow morning's papers. The Guardian has jobless pledge dividing Labour. Shadow cabinet ministers are in disagreement about the wisdom of committing the party to reduce unemployment to 1 million in 5 years. Daily Express has abortion doctor's quiz. That's the story about the 8-week-old baby who survived after an abortion. The Times has a fall in pound threatening Howe's targets on inflation and a rather jolly picture of the Queen with Queen Beatrix of the Netherlands. The Sun has a picture of the same ceremony of Prince Charles looking at a slightly unsettled-looking Princess Di. Daily Mail has the same picture on the front page, but some rather nicer pictures inside of Princess Di looking a great deal happier and a woman in the crowd saying all Diana needs is half a stone on her. That's all. Good night.
And now look at tomorrow evening on BBC Two. 16 Up at 6:25 comes from the European Theatre of War, otherwise known as the Theatre Royal Stratford East, and presents the 16 Up Nuclear Cabaret. After the news summary at 6:50, there are highlights of the final day's play in the 5th Test in Perth, and then at 7:20, Passion and Genius looks at the flourishing of visual art that took place in Naples in the 17th century. At 8 o'clock, Ebony includes the reggae music of Gregory Isaacs, and at 8:30, Year of the French visits Lyon in March. MASH is at 9 o'clock, and Part 2 of the Barchester Chronicles at 9:25. At 10:20, Nick Ross and Jane Wormsley look at the week's legal news out of court, and at 10:50, there's Newsnight. So that's the look of tomorrow night on BBC Two, and also the end of tonight. Our colleagues on Radio 2 continue, of course, through the night, every night. Brian Matthews, round midnight, comes tonight from the Belfast Festival. At 1 o'clock, the Radio Orchestra plays for you, and at 2 o'clock, Patrick Lunt introduces you and the night and the music.